Hey guys, welcome back, and thanks for sharing this encounter with me. In this encounter, it's unfortunate I meet some of the most toxic, just awful players I've ever met in DayZ. Furthermore, I've been playing games for like 20 years on and off online, and this is probably one of the worst encounters I've ever had with other people. And so I just want to share with you guys, share it with everybody who loves the game. Hopefully, encourage people not to conduct themselves like this in game, and then take it further and harass people in a party chat. But we'll get into that shortly. And just a real quick narrative. This is a character that's been alive for a long time. I've been in a lot of firefights, and I've kind of made my way to this hunting area, hoping for some hunting gear. I got like a full ghillie suit, and just looking for some basic clothes. The last firefight I was in, that's going to be in one of my clip videos coming up, ruins all my clothes, and so I hope to come here and get some hunter stuff. So I overwatch real quick, and then I head on in, and that's where we'll pick up real quick. So we start here, and I'm looking around. I see that geared dude run by up there, and I think, all right, I'm gonna go try to fight this guy. Maybe I got the jump on him. Come up here, and his less geared buddy runs by, and I just jump the gun. I go for it and shoot him. So now, I know the other geared dude's around, so I got my ghillie suit on. I start creeping around, looking for this guy, hoping he pops his head out. And I go back and forth from this bush to a lot of places around for quite a while looking for this guy, and I finally see him like 15 minutes, 20 minutes later. You can see the daytime in here. I think, all right, this guy, he's a little scared to come out, I'll use that to my advantage and try to push him. And that's DayZ. It's a scary, intense game. You hold down inside of a house and watch the door for 15 minutes. I mean, it's not my idea of fun, but it is what it is. So I try to push him right here and throw this flashbang, which hits the bar. Oh, that's not good. And I push the guy, and we have a nice little battle here. And it doesn't even go particularly well for me, as you'll see. I don't shoot very well. Take a hit there, and he comes back and not only knocks me out and breaks my leg, and I have a bleed. I'm on the ground for like 30 minutes, and I can't believe I get up here, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm just thankful this guy, is a little scared to come out. I even try to bandage here. He hears me bandaging, and he comes out to try to kill me, and somehow he doesn't see me. And so far, I'm like, all right, I'm crazy lucky right now. This is gonna kind of turn into something cool, maybe. Yeah, this part here in particular, like, I have no idea how he doesn't see me here. And then I fall unconscious after patching myself up. And then I'm in a predicament here where I have a broken leg. He's like 10 feet from me. I can't really go make a sprint. And so I decided to hang out a while. And while I'm hanging out here, I try to get some interaction going. I try to talk to the guy. I try to negotiate, like, oh, I'm in a bad spot. You're in a bad spot. Maybe we can work this out. And every time I hear him moving around a little bit, but he doesn't really interact, which, is kind of a bummer. The bread and butter of DayZ is interactions. But eventually, my leg is healed, and I push him, and lo and behold, he's combat logged, which is, pretty lame. It's the most looked down upon thing in DayZ. And it happens. It is what it is. A lot of new players do it. They're new to the game. They just got their first MP5 or assault rifle or gear, and they get scared and they log out. So it happens. Hopefully not as much with the veteran players. They understand there's a kind of an etiquette. But, and the good thing is it happens like 1 out of 20 times in firefights in my experience. And when it happens, it can be frustrating. You can sit there like I did with a broken leg trying to talk to somebody who's not there. Or you can, fight somebody who's in a house and you spend 5-10 minutes watching the house, and you flank for 5 or 10 minutes, throw some grenades, breach the house, and there's been nobody there the whole time. Combat logging means different things for different people. I know for me, like, maybe I take it a step further where, if I get in a firefight or I make any kind of ruckus or noise, I don't just log out right away in case there's anybody around. I at least play it out. Even if I have to get off 5-10 minutes, I'll try to push, or I'll, try to get away and break line of sight and run away for a few minutes. And if worst case scenario, real life calls, you got to get off immediately. Me, myself, I'll just let the character live there and log off on his own for a while. I don't know, I think that's just the way to play. But everybody does it a little differently, but overall, combat logging as a whole is very much looked down on, and it really ruins the experience for everybody. And all that said and done, it is what it is. As you can see, I moved on to my next life here. But then, you know, it gets really unfortunate that these guys invite me to a party and immediately begin to like harass me and troll me and talk smack about killing me. And I play along at first for a little bit. I'm like, oh, you know, there's a guy in a house who combat logged, kind of sucked, and I got killed by a bush. And the guy who combat logged says, oh, you know, that was me. And, you know, admits to combat logging. And then they all, like, try to justify it as, like, a tactic they use to win. And at that point, I'm like, all right, you know, whatever. I don't want any part of this. This is about as gross and lame as it gets in DayZ. Goodbye. And as I'm kind of going through my menu to get out of the party, you know, they continue to just talk smack and try to harass me. And the one guy even says, oh, he's just upset that he lost his gear. So the guys that hid in the house for 15 minutes because they're scared to come out because they have gear fear, and then hid in the house while I had a broken leg right outside the door because they were scared and have gear fear, that then combat log because they're scared and have gear fear, and then their friend who's camping in a bush kills me close by, say that I'm upset that I lost my gear. Now, I say this for all the veteran players, all the people who love DayZ and play it for what it is, especially the bread and butter of all the interactions is, I've been playing DayZ for years. I've died 1,000 times. Doesn't matter to me. I love the game. I love the survival. I love the sheer depth of it, the interactions, the PvP, the gunplay. It's hard. It's intense. And when I die, every time I'm just like, oh man, that was a cool adventure. Look back on it. Oh, you know, what led me to this point? Why is this guy here? What could I have done better in the PvP? And I move on, because anybody who plays with me has heard me say this a million times, is DayZ, you know, it's all about the journey, not the destination. Because the destination in DayZ is always death. It's all about the adventure you have and the story in between. And that's what makes DayZ for me. So, long story short, you know, I'm not butthurt, as the guy said very maturely, about losing gear. I just couldn't believe that these people conducted themselves the way they did in game, and then had the audacity to invite me to a party just to troll and harass me, and then continue to justify like what they did. I mean, it's just about as lame as it gets. So I'm sharing this video with everybody to show that there's other players out there like me. There's many of us. We play the game because we love it. We don't do any of this kind of nonsense. And like I said in the beginning, talking smack in video games is just as pointless and lame as it gets, and particularly in DayZ. So I just want to put these guys on blast. I'm going to put their names of the person who invited me to the party at the end with all the people in it. If you play DayZ on PS5, and especially if you're in my beloved 2242 official server, you know, look out for people like this. Look out for these guys. And if you see this nonsense, man, capture it, record it, post it, and let's try to make this a better community for everybody and not tolerate any of this nonsense. So thanks for coming along, and as always, good luck. I'll see you out there. Take care.